Hey everyone, Nick Engvall here. Before we get into today's episode, I want to tell you about some of the people that make the sneaker history community and this podcast possible. It's more important than ever to think about who you give your money to when you're buying clothing to go with your kicks. Our friends at Guilty Goods started their brand with a goal of giving back, especially to the communities that make sneaker culture possible. With every purchase from Guilty Goods, at least 10% of the proceeds are donated to organizations like Big Brothers and Big Sisters, the Susan G. Komen Foundation, the Movement for Black Lives, and many more. You can save 30% on your order by using the code HISTORY at guiltygoods.us. Again, that's history at guiltygoods.us for 30% off, and you can feel good about your purchase knowing you're supporting a meaningful cause. Sneakers are all about presentation, and if you're like me, displaying your kicks at home or in the office is just as important as when they're on your feet. Sneaker Throne makes sneaker display cases featuring customizable LED lights, drop-side cases to showcase the entire side of the shoe, not just the heel or the toe, the whole shoe. They've also got display cases for trading card collectors and hat collectors. To me, it's the perfect way to display your collection. You can save at least 10% on your Sneaker Throne order by using the code HISTORY at sneakerthrone.com. That's history at sneakerthrone.com. If you're a Patreon supporter or a member of our Discord community, you already know about Kicks with V hot sauce and his small batch, locally sourced hot sauce. V has been one of the biggest supporters of sneaker history and the podcast since the early days. He's currently the defending champion in our community trivia nights competition. Kicks with V hot sauce has been a huge hit with the community. You can save 10% on your order by using the code SneakerHistory10 at kickswithvhots.com. That's SneakerHistory10 at kickswithvhots.com. Now, you're probably here because you like sneakers, and if you join the Discord, you know our community is about so much more than that. Whether it's the marathon-like community calls, trivia night debates, the in-person meetups, or just sharing our favorite experiences, we found that although we have such different backgrounds, we all have some unexpected shared passions. Not only does the entire community look out for each other when it comes to releases, we're like a support group for life in general. You can join the Discord community for free by heading to the show notes of this episode. After you're done listening to this episode, tell someone you like their kicks today. You never know how far a simple compliment can take you, and we all know how good it feels to have someone show their appreciation. Now let's get into today's episode.
Jordan trying to shake off Starks. Oh, what a move! James with no regard for human life. 12 seconds. Bryant for the win.
Iverson against Gill. The crowd on its feet. Allen for the win.
Welcome to the Sneaker History Podcast.
How's everybody doing today? Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Sneaker History Podcast. I'm Robbie with my guy Mike. How you doing, Mike?
What's up, man? You know, doing good. I feel like I brought out full Coach Mike today with the hat and the headset and everything. It's like I'm coaching on the sidelines right now.
I almost called you Mike Tomlin on accident. I really couldn't tell the difference. He always wears like a black polo or something, or like a black top in the hat, and like the headset. It's your Halloween, or dude, it looks like you're ready to golf. It looks like you're ready to play some golf. Yeah. It's a tough game, man. I'm not going to front like I know how to play golf. Hope everybody's having a non-fronting day, right? Everything's going well for everybody. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. If you're listening to this, thank you for lending us your ears. We're going to start off the day with a little bit of rocking and copping. I'll go ahead and start off, right? Why not? We're just talking about the shoe off air. We have the Adidas Jamal Smith, his take on the 1996 classic. I keep wanting to call him the Alife Asics, the Kermit the Frog, like the OG, like the classic. This shoe hasn't been talked about in so long. I haven't even thought about it, but like this mid kind of toe box area here and all vulcanized rubber reminds me of that kind of, or even like an alligator. I don't know, but just a really clean. It's kind of right. Kind of like a little bit like it's gonna bite you. Very protected. I mean, you skateboard more than I do for like when you're doing your kick flips, you're supposed to drag the toe.
Yeah, I mean, it makes
upward.
sense. Like it looks like it's gonna serve its purpose. I'd say that much.
Here I am kick flipping on my palm, but just super clean, right? I mean, Nick Engvall, eat your heart out with a nice old black and orange upper with this nice Durabuck looking suede. Very nice outsole, extremely grippy, even in my hand. I can feel that the grip tape would love this. But what's just so crazy is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 technically. There's this lacelet right here. But how many shoes do you see with just that few of eyelets in it, lace holes?
Ultra Boost. That's
and
it.
these big old these. Let me help you with how big this lace is. Look how thick this lace is.
Damn,
it's awesome. It's so 90s. Chunky boys, right? He's honky. But no, super clean. This has been a really popular design, retro. Been there's like a couple colorways coming out. I keep wondering if this is glow in the dark. I want to hold it off camera really quick into the light. Nah, I don't see any glow in the dark. Nah, maybe. But yeah, pick up the Jamal Smith from Adidas. Pretty much wherever Adidas are sold, if you could find them in stock. Very, very cool shoe. Check those out. And here's a shoe you probably wouldn't think I would ever be wearing, particularly, but I swear by this shoe. Of anybody who asks for a basketball shoe recommendation, I've been typically recommending Adidas basketball, and I like to play in the Harden Step Back too. I've been wearing these for some outdoor game the past couple days, and the bounce in these puppies are really good. I feel like a cow when I wear them. I look at my feet. Look at that cow toe box, right? Kind of cowish, right?
I was going to make a bad joke. It's like James Harden feels like a cow too. He's in the court, but that's just because he ate too much.
He could. He very well could. But the grip on these puppies, even on an outdoor court, and me wiping them off, I wiped them off after I played last night. Like, the grip on an outdoor court is crazy.
Yeah.
The lockdown's super nice. They sit so crazy low on the ankle. Like, I thought Kobe sat low, but it's kind of hard to tell with me being dark behind it. But the top of the Achilles is super high, but then it just cradles so far below your ankle bone. I don't hate it. This huge tongue gives you a lot of padding, a lot of support and cushioning. But I really just like the way it looks, right? It's not a bad looking. Let me scoot back. It's not a bad looking basketball shoe, and you wouldn't really know it's James Harden outside of this logo on the back. Yeah. And even if you're not really into basketball, you wouldn't really probably know that's James Harden's logo. I'm trying to make excuses for something that you don't need an excuse for. Really. But just super clean, bounce feels good, it grips, it breathes really well. It's just like your normal. It's nothing crazy. It's just like your normal mesh. Trying to get a good angle.
Like no frills, very functional, what I'm hearing.
Bro, I bet you can find these on sale somewhere right now. This is the Step Back Volume 2. Okay. So it's Harden's takedown line. But man, not much taken down. I guess there's no boost in it. That's where the money's being saved.
Yeah.
And the upper isn't as advanced. But I truly, truly like this shoe. Like no ads. I've played this thing like 3 times this week. It's like, I like it.
Real life experience.
One of the few things I could say I've tried those on. I've played them multiple times, and I can say with wholeheartedness, I like it.
Nice, dude.
What's been on your feet? What are you looking to rock? Or what have you been rocking?
I took it back. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys know I took it back to 2018 today, and I broke out the Element React 87s, and was it the Light Ore colorway? These are just cool to have in the collection, just kind of hanging out, especially Texas heat. These are very light, very airy, and I'm always a fan of a good cork insole. So I know the times I've definitely passed on these, and they were once super hot and then went to like $30, but still like them. So one of my, not necessarily favorites, but definitely has a special place in my sneaker heart. Now, what I am copping is actually on the way. Actually, Adidas came out with a new, I don't have it with me, but Adidas came out with a new model in the Oswego line. It's called the Osnova. It is kind of a futuristic, chunky light shoe that utilizes something called added plus cushioning, not added premium, but added plus cushioning. So something I'm very excited to see. It should be here tomorrow. And yeah, man, it's just something different. I've been really liking the new model that Adidas has been putting out, and yeah, good stuff out there, I think.
I love the original Oswego. They brought the Oswego back in a retro about the same time those Nikes you have in your hand came out. What's that, 2017, 2018?
It was based off the Oswego 3, if I'm not mistaken, when they brought that one back.
But those reacts, I mean, you brought up it being a shoe of the past. What's funny is it's not just Nike, but Adidas too, with just like their Ultra Boost as an easy example. You know, the new model comes out and it's that model's time. And then once that model's time is passed, it's no longer that model's time.
Yeah.
Really hard to understand, right? But it's still a good looking shoe.
Yeah. It's a little fun one, I think.
You can see your socks through it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Love to hear the Oswego love. And let's go ahead and talk about something that's really not. Let's flip that. Something that is the opposite of love. A lot of negativity going on in this next story. Gentlemen, anytime you hear somebody's name and Ponzi scheme in the same sentence, you're like, "Damn, I'm happy I didn't do business with that guy."
Facts.
But what's going on? What happened?
Yeah, I mean, I know
high level.
We'll keep it high level because I'm still kind of diving into it. But anyone who's in the sneakers, probably more people who are looking to probably find a way to buy things that everyone's sold out, may or may not have heard of a business called Zadeh Kicks. I had never heard of it before personally, but I've seen a lot of videos, a lot of different people talking about it. And looks like this gentleman was taking pre-orders for things well in advance of their release, promising a sneaker in return, whether it be, a month, or I've seen upwards of like maybe a year or so before people actually getting their kick from him, which kind of defeated the purpose. But just like any business, if you actually did produce a product, you have a better chance of having return customers. And pretty much that's what happened. He had a bunch of return customers, and word of mouth, especially in sneakers, everyone's trying to get something, whether it's for a resale business or for actually to wear them. They want to find a way to beat the system, and he was beating the system to a degree. But this gentleman who owns Zadeh Kicks actually filed for a dissolution of his business, so that way, with this particular bankruptcy, if I'm not mistaken, you can take all the money from your business, dissolve the business, and put it into your business or into your own personal account, meaning that no one can come after you for it, at least in the traditional sense. So there's more to it. I think people are trying to find ways to get their money back, but overall, the moral of the story is that sneakerheads like you and me lost collectively millions and millions of dollars entrusted in someone who turned out to be a scammer. And I I don't know if it's kind of a word of caution. Be careful with who you're trusting your money to when it comes to getting things, early, or you want to save your spot. It ain't worth it, because there was someone who I think put an order in for 2017 was the last bread one, right? 2016.
Yeah, 2017 was the bread.
Yeah, and they never got their shoe, like to this day. And all he did was, I think, mostly was PayPal, and PayPal only has a 180-day security for being able to go back and get your money. So clearly past 180 days, and there are just lots of people out of money. There's resellers out of thousands and thousands of dollars. It's just not looking good for people out there who trusted and invested in this person, and he's basically out in the wind at this point. FBR getting involved from what I saw.
It's 2016 for the bread ones. But I mean, yeah, it's not a good look. Just for our listeners, the Oxford definition of a Ponzi scheme: a form of fraud in which belief in the success in a non-existent enterprise is fostered by the payment of quick returns from the first investors for money invested by later investors. So you use that money to tell they'll get bigger, and then basically people start finding out you don't have what they actually need, and you're kind of floating the money around.
Peter to pay Paul.
It's not. I mean, what the biggest thing is, like you said, it's just not worth it. I mean, for as controversial as StockX is right now, there's a way better chance that you're going to get what you need successfully and stress-free from them over trying to get it pre-ordered or proxied. Whatever, this team early isn't that cool, right? Maybe people just want to be team early. I bet you a lot of people who were using Zadeh Kicks are trying to buy in bulk so then they could flip on day one and make maximum money. It's most likely that. I mean, let's just be real. I haven't personally used any kind of bot or proxy or pre-order thing since the Gamma 11s and Gamma 12s. I wanted the Gamma 11 and 12s so bad. I think that was like 2014.
Sounds about right.
I wanted both of them, and I got both of them. It worked. I got both pairs through Nike. I just had to go actually just to the Nike store and pick them up in Las Vegas. So it was super easy. But I just had to pay like $50 per pair, and I got guaranteed. And that's what I wanted. But that was years ago, and just the game has changed so much since then. I don't trust StockX as it is, and like I begrudgingly put my trust in them just to get things I want. But in a situation where there's no accountability, like a pre-sale type situation like that, no recourse. I mean, a lot of people have said that it was outside of, like right outside of this return guidelines. So nobody's getting anything back, and that super sucks. How bad does that hurt? I mean, I had one situation where Bait, no ill will towards Bait, but I ordered a sweatshirt from Bait. Instead of walking my lazy ass up the street just to go get the sweatshirt, I ordered it, got delivered to the house. My old building, people used to steal packages from the front because delivery people would just leave them in front of the door when they couldn't get in. And it got stolen. Bait's like, well, we didn't steal it. USPS was like, well, prove it. And I couldn't. So basically I was out $70 on a hoodie. I don't have a hoodie. And that's not that much money. That's an annoying amount of money. But could you imagine pre-ordering 15 pairs of shoes and then paying the premium on that? It adds up to a amount of money, right? There's like freaking out, anger.
That's like punch a wall type of money. Like, I'm going to hit the wall as hard as I can because I'm so mad.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, there's like, we personally at the Sneaker History Discord have Soul Retriever that allows you to get alerts for free to know when raffles are happening. And I get that you could enter 15, 20 raffles sometimes for a shoe you want and still not get it. And there's other groups that, can help you with that. But it's not worth risking it's just risk. That's, in my mind, I'm thinking of a younger person who's like, 15 to 20 who doesn't know better or doesn't know what websites to go to, doesn't know better ultimately, who would really get taken advantage of in a pre-order situation like that with sneakers. That sucks.
And that's exactly what it is. It's like it's more the naive person trying to, and I don't say that in a mean way, because if, again, people just want the shoe and they're just sick of losing, so they're like, I'm just going to find this, I'll pay the extra fee on top to make sure I get it, or the person trying to get into the resale game. And although we may not want to like resale's a thing, and people, it's a business. They're trying to get into it, and it sucks that maybe their business just fell apart now because of scammed of thousands of dollars that were their startup. So, and there's no, like I said, there's no money back guarantee. There's nothing in it, because let's say if I pre-order a ticket to a concert, or if I pre-order something like New Balance, for example, something were to happen with my pre-order of New Balance, I'm sure there's a guarantee I get my money back. If like, hey, we can't produce the product, here's your funds back. But people are going into this in good faith, basically, and they were not rewarded.
I mean, what's funny, because I bought a pair of fake white cement 99 white cement Jordan 4s in like 2009, 2008, and I thought, I was like, oh man, this is killer. I'm gonna get a deal, yada yada. Fucked up, completely fake. What's funny, this whole conversation got me thinking about, do you remember Marquee Soul, like the website that was always like watermarked on photos of shoes back in the day? They always had like early shit and like unreleased stuff, and I'm looking on Reddit, and I was just like, all right, is Marquee Soul legit? And this is from 8 years ago. It's a guy on YouTube got B grade Concords, came in a plastic bag. They have shoes that aren't officially released, pretty much every size. Please be careful. Like I said, personally, I wouldn't buy from that site. That is sneakers for sale that haven't released yet. If you're looking for authentic, authorized product, then odds are the site might not be the place for you. This is 8 years ago, and people were like, I'm pretty sure they're legit, but from what I've heard, some of the shoes that they get before aren't authorized by Nike, so they might have slight differences. How cute is that of a response?
It's just a wrong.
It's not authorized. There's some slight differences. Don't trip. But 8 years ago, this was a concern, and that's old internet. That's old new internet, right? 8 years ago, it's still you can still Google this. Yeah, you can still find forums.
Twitter,
yeah,
Nike
right.
Dog.
I mean, you could find information, inform yourself. So maybe word of the wise, if anybody listening to this tries to take advantage of some kind of pre-order situation, maybe Google what I just did. Is blank legit? And maybe not read just the first thing. Maybe go down a little rabbit hole and do some research. But just be safe. Be smart with your money. Don't be in a hurry. Shoes will be there tomorrow. Right.
And my thing is that if you're willing to pay that, because I know the fee is not cheap anymore. Like you said, you pay $50 to get your Gamma 11 and 12s. It's nothing like that anymore. It's literally like paying the price of the shoe, if not more, for the spot.
Yeah.
And then the cost of the shoe. So at that point, I say, you know what? Like I said, we may not want to buy our shoes resale, but if you're going to take that chance, you might as well save that cash and buy a resale and know you're going to at least get the product you want. And at least there's the, I don't want to say the illusion, but at least the act of someone checking it. Now you just kind of got to deal with it from there, but at least you're getting the product you wanted.
Mm-hmm. Hey, man, patience, be smart. That's your lesson from Uncle Mike and Robbie today from Sneaker History. That's all we got today for these little short bites. We have another one coming up here very soon. Make sure you go back and check them out in the past. I'm Robbie. You can find me here at Sneaker History. I do my Inside Robbie's Closet stuff. It's all fun. You can find Mike here on YouTube. Go ahead and Mike, tell them where they can find you.
Yeah, you find me on YouTube at Mike Guillory. Find me here on Sneaker History. And if you want to hang out on social media at MadWatchers789.
Killer. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Have a good day. Goodbye.
See you, peoples.
Hey everyone, this is Nick again. Before you take off, do us a solid and head over to Apple Podcasts to leave us a review. Give us a rating on Spotify and Amazon Music, and make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel because we have even more video content coming soon. Speaking of new content, we have an amazing community of sneaker enthusiasts that hang out in our Sneaker History Discord on a daily basis. While sneakers is a connection point that brought us all together, we've all discovered countless shared passions that we have in common with each other. We recently launched a couple of new podcasts directly from our community. One of them is a Formula One podcast. If you're an F1 fan like me, the Exhaust Notes podcast is your weekly fix of Formula One fun. It's hosted by myself, Rohit Malhotra, and Todd Yates. New episodes drop every Tuesday. I've been wearing fitted hats for years and collecting my favorite teams since I was a little leaguer. It has been awesome to see so many new fans getting into fitteds in recent years. Crown and Stitch is our new talk show about fitted hats with Dexter, Keith, and myself, where we talk about fitted hats, snapbacks, throw in some obscure hats because we all kind of like some funky stuff once in a while, don't we? Copping, collecting, and so much more. New episodes drop every Wednesday. Hit the links in the show notes for this episode to give our new shows a listen, and be on the lookout for more new podcasts dropping soon. Last but not least, tell someone you like their kicks today. You never know how far a simple compliment can take you, and we all know how good it feels to have someone show their appreciation. Thank you all for the support, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.